This is how to remove the subframe on the Hendrickson suspension. As you can see, I got all my bolts off, all my line disconnected from the that keep me from removing the frame. Um, here's against my bolts holding my air tank, my leveling valve, all my air spring on disconnected from the main frame, and getting ready to remove that. Um, remove the last bolt in the special washer. Cut a little bit off on the special washers to ease them coming out. And this is how I do it. May not be perfect solution, but this is how I do it. Just need to cut a little bit on the bottom. This is the easiest way. It does not really damage the bushing to make problem with. So I'll show you in a moment what it does. As you're gonna see in an instant, makes them pretty easy to remove. Okay, put your chisel, put a long chisel, here we go. Done. And almost the same thing on the other side. As you can see, just push them out fairly easily. Here one more time again. Look at it, how is it cut? Just a little bit like this. That's all you need to cut. It doesn't really damage any of the bushing on the tube and the bushings. Now just grab something, like a belt or something, just get your air tanks and valves and all the other airline that are not attached to the subframe down. You can leave everything attached. That's usually what I start doing. You want them line attached to the chambers and valves and anything that doesn't go through the main subframe. Lucky for us, we got a boom that's attached to a forklift, makes life a whole lot easier. See here, that's like the boom over the subframe. We're gonna attach 3 chains, um, 2 in one end, 1 in the middle and the back, and when you're gonna start raising, here's one trick on this side there. You got to be careful at this end to put your chain fairly equal from side to side. I cannot show you because of the angle of the camera on the other side. The third chain in the middle, just going to be some kind of loose a little bit so you can just grab enough. Doesn't matter, but side to side is kind of important to be fairly level. Um, disassemble not as much as assembly. Hopefully I'll have a video on how to reassemble all this. Okay, here we go with the disassembling of the subframe from the axles. start raising the subframe some, I will reposition my jack stand to keep the axle from turning. Here's the easiest way I found out how to remove the actual arm from the subframe. Do a small hydraulic jack and just insert it between the frame and the arm, and that's what I'm doing now. Try to put it in there and adjust it to the correct height. As you can see, as soon as I start pumping, the action of the jack push the arm and raise the subframe, which makes fairly easy to take the subframe off. If you look at the holes where the washer were, you can see the distance. You can see even the torch didn't really damage the holes. As you can see, just raise a little bit at a time, not to get the axle too much out of place, otherwise they go out of distance. It's more difficult to reassemble it. So you raise a little bit and you push down on the arm and you keep on doing that, front axle, rear axle, until you come loose. Sometimes some of the shock bushing gets stuck in the hanger, so you got to go and free them up. It happened several times on many of them. On this one, only one, but sometimes you got 2 or 3 of them get stuck when you start raising, so you got to free them up. Most of the time you got to go push on the other side. It doesn't want to race equally. So you have to go on both sides. If you're lucky, just one side, everything's gonna come loose sometimes. You have to push on one side, you get all the balance, all the kilt, and then you go on the other side and start pushing. And when you reach this point, when all the tubes, the bushing, and all the hangers, you pretty much start very easy to lift them out uh, from the axles. Here you go. Here's your two axles and all your most of your airlines and everything ready for the new subframe.